Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. Yeah, I don't like this angle, but it's getting dark now. It's super cloudy and everything, but got a little Christmas tree up, so I thought a bit of as what's that, it makes the background look a bit better. I'm gonna be honest, I'm really irritated at the moment. My face is kind of really itchy. I got eczema, so that's why and I'm right near the radiator, and just the radiator and the heating's on, so it doesn't really help. But I was like, I need natural lighting, because if I'm sat where I'd normally sat, then it would just be dark and it'll piss me off, and I don't even know, like, honestly, everything is just annoying me, and I'm gonna get even more annoyed because I'm going to talk about the game yesterday, Tottenham versus Aston Villa. So basically, we changed the internet, so like my internet takes forever. So what I'm going to basically do is put my match review and play ratings in one video. I'll be doing that for the foreseeable. It's like I've scratched myself, but I haven't scratched. Maybe I have. I don't even know. If you do enjoy this video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know down below your thoughts of the game, your play ratings and all that. And yeah, we're gonna get straight into it, so let's go. Missed the first 10 minutes because we've had technical difficulties with the TV trying to get the game on. So missed. I watched back Kulusevski's chance. Definitely should have scored from the position he was in. In fact, he hit the post and was like, we just need to put our chances away, like. And also in the 3rd minute, that Brian Hill elbow. And the fact that VAR was not even working for like the first few minutes, like, it's like, how can you have a game starting but VAR's not working? It doesn't make sense to me. The best league in the world and VAR's not working. Like, I get you can have like technical issues and whatever, but it's like they literally got away with it, like, and Villa player got away with elbowing. 1, that could have been a penalty. 2, that could have been a red card. So it makes no sense to me, like, and it's just like, we just don't get lucky. Like, we don't. Some say we were lucky in our first 10 games or whatever, but we have no luck. We just don't, and it's just like frustrating, and it's annoying because the last 3, yes, it's 3 losses on the bounce, like, yeah, whatever. I'd say, other than the Wolves performance, I feel like we played quite well. The Chelsea game, you can put that into a different context because we were down to 9 men or whatever. But Aston, like, we should have beaten Aston Villa, so, like, let's be honest here. The amount of chances we had in that first half, we should have been outside. And the fact that we went in at half-time 1-1, don't even get me started. Don't even get me started, because it was just frustrating. But yeah, we played well. I'm just like, we're playing well, but we're not just getting results at the minute, which is again annoying. But yeah, we missed quite a lot of chances in the first half. We were offside quite a lot. I think Son scored 3 offside goals. And yeah, first half I thought was really good. We're gonna try and talk positives first. I thought Lo Celso had a really, really good game, and I felt like he really took his chance, and I feel like he showed his quality. I mean, getting his first goal, like, of the season, a good finish. It did take a bit of deflection, but all in all, it was a good goal, to be fair. And yeah, I thought he was really like a standout player, really. Like, creativity we needed, he brought that, and Bentancur also brought creativity as well. We are gonna talk about Bentancur, but I'm trying to we'll talk about it, but try and go through the positives first. I thought Hill as well, like his first start, he played really well as well. I see he still needs to improve on like some things in his game, but like for the majority of it, I felt like he was a constant threat. I thought Kulusevski like in the middle, that worked well. I kind of like that. So depending on injuries and that, how bad Bentancur is, oh my god, I'm gonna really get annoyed when I talk about that. But we'll see what happens against Man City. But Vicario was solid again. He had a decent display. Couldn't do anything about the goals. I thought the full-backs played pretty well. And I thought that the two, like, Emerson Davies and two centre-backs, I felt like for the most part, they were pretty good. Obviously, we did concede 2 goals, and, you know, it's frustrating and whatnot. But I felt like, for the most part, they actually were decent. Obviously, Bentancur for the first 30 minutes. Villa could not handle him. They could not handle him, and it's just really, really frustrating what happened in the 30th minute, because he was having such a good game, and I feel like that sort of knocked back our momentum a bit with what happened to him. And I thought Johnson, again, I thought this is probably one of his best performances with us. Obviously he didn't score or anything, but I felt like he was a constant threat as well. And yeah, for the most, like, it was a really good performance. And like, there's a way to lose, and I feel like yesterday's game, as much as it's disappointing and it's like, oh, we've lost 3 games now on the bounce, and being unbeaten for our first 10 games and losing the next 3 is kind of disappointing. And it's just like, the injuries and suspensions have just caused us problems. And like, don't get me wrong, every team has got injuries, yeah, fair dues. But I feel like with Spurs, the difference is we don't have enough depth. So I feel like the injuries cause us more problems than it would like other teams like Man City and like Liverpool and like other teams like that. I feel like that's the biggest reason, because we don't have enough depth. So I feel like it would affect us more. But, you know, it is what it is. Okay, plus like and I'm really glad that we, you know, it was a better display from the Wolves game. Like, our football was a little more fluid, and the amount of chances we were creating, if we just took those chances in that first half, then we would have won that game like 4-0. Fair do, like, and it's just frustrating the amount of chances we were creating. And it's like, it doesn't worry me about the way we're going to play football, because we know we're going to play good football, and like, we've been doing that pretty much all season. I'd say the Wolves game aside, every other game we played really well. Even the Chelsea game, like, don't get me wrong, we're down to 9 men and we lost 4-1, but I still felt like we performed well, and that's a bit of an anomaly, really, going down to 9 men. But it's just annoying me, because we're playing well, and it's just like we just can't get those results. Like, I would have taken a draw. Like, I would have taken a draw yesterday, because of the way, like, obviously, also another problem is us taking the lead in the last 3 games and losing. That is not really a record you want, but at the moment, it just is what it is. I don't know how to feel when we go to the Man City game, because obviously it's at the Etihad, and I don't know. I feel like time before, was it 2021, I think. We, like, everyone predicted like we were gonna get smashed and like we were gonna lose, and we ended up winning 3-2, and that was after we lost our like most 3 games, and we've lost 3 games. So there's a potential there. I'm honestly not expecting anything out of that game. Like, if we're being realistic about the situation, it's highly unlikely we'll come out with a point. So I feel like that game, as much as I want to be positive and I want to be like, yeah, we can like go there and win, and like, obviously we're always going to go out to win, and, you know, Man City haven't been performing at their best like recently. I feel like the Chelsea game was a bit of a shower for that, even though they did score 4 goals, but they also conceded 4 goals. So I don't know, it could go either way, really. But like I said, it's unlikely we'll get anything from that game, but I'm still gonna like have a little bit of positivity and a bit of hopefulness that we can get a result, because why not? Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I don't. Okay, Bentancur. We're gonna talk about Bentancur now, because I feel like we've left it. We've left it a little bit of time. We've given it, you know, just let it simmer a little bit. I mentioned him again, but the performance he was having, it is like his first start. He's been out for not like 9 months, LCL injury. He works his way back, works his recovery, recovers, and he's finally like back. You know, he's played, like, he's had a few sub appearances. He had a full 90 minutes. I think it was he started for his country, and you're thinking, okay, so he gets his first start against Aston Villa. we're finally, you know, going to get that sort of midfield. And even though it's like a makeshift midfield with Kulusevski in there, I felt like he was having a brilliant game. And then what happens? Matty Cash. Honestly, this guy, man. How many more times? Because Doherty, he was in the form of his life, like his best form at Spurs. What's he do? Takes him out. Similar to Bentancur, just you're literally not even gonna get the ball. Like, the ball is nowhere near, and you take him out like that. There's like, the ball, you're not gonna get the ball. Like, there's no chance you're getting the ball. So why are you making that tackle when the ball's not even near? Like, it just doesn't make sense. And it's just so frustrating because, like, you could see it because Aston Villa had 4 yellow cards yesterday. How many yellow cards did Spurs get? How many did they get? 0. That should tell you the difference, the way Aston Villa were playing. They were dirty. Like, I'm not gonna lie. They were playing dirty. The way they kept taking us out, I'm just like, oh my god. Obviously, Porro again, like, he nearly got injured as well. I'm just like, our team feels like it's dropping like flies. And it's just annoying because it's not the first time he's done something like this, and it's just like the way Bentancur was playing, like, and then you could see Bentancur's reaction afterwards, like he was pointing at him, so you could actually tell that that he, like, that challenge was bad. Like, you could tell from Bentancur's reaction. It's like you know. And I've seen comments online saying maybe he wasn't ready to play and, like, we've rushed him back too quickly. I'm sorry, what? Rushed him back too quickly? Like, he's been out for 9 months, right? He's had a few sub appearances when he was like able to, like, play some minutes, right? And the injury he's got is not even related to what he had before. It's an ankle injury, and the only reason he got it is because of the challenge on him, the tackle on him. So I'm not really getting that. It's not, the maths is not mathing, alright? It's not making sense. And I'm just pissed. Like, I was pissed all day yesterday. Once that challenge happened and then Bentancur had come off and the way he was limping and everything, I'm just like, hopefully it's not too bad. Hopefully it's not. To be honest, I don't know. With our luck, I don't know, maybe a few weeks out, month, I don't know. And then as soon as Bentancur came off injured, I was just pissed. You saw my live watch along. I was just mad. I was just, like, so annoyed. And people want to, like, compare that to, like, Romero and what Romero does. Romero's never gone out there to actually, like, injure a player. Like, he hasn't actually injured a player. So, yeah, leave that there. And I'm still angry now, and I knew that talking about it was going to rile me up again, and it's really annoying me. I don't get it. I don't get what he's trying to do there. And that's what I felt like yesterday with a lot of their players. Their game plan was just to go out and kick Tottenham players and injure them. That's what I felt like the game plan was. I mean, for that first, before the Bentancur injury, Villa was struggling. Let's be real here. And it's just frustrating that we've ended up on the losing side when, realistically, if we think about it, we did not deserve to lose that game. No chance. One thing I'll say, though, I cannot wait for the reverse fixture. I cannot wait. Because you know what? I want to smash them. Now, this could come back and bite me. You know what? It could do. But I don't usually say these things. I'm normally quite, like, reserved. And, like, I'm quite, like, I don't give out their opinions. I like to, you know, be realistic about situations and everything. But when I'm saying I want to smash Villa at their home, because, I mean, by the time that game comes around, I'm obviously not going to be as pissed as I am now. But I just want to smash them. Wherever we're on the table, I just want to smash them. So let's hope for that. Also, just a quick thing, Romero's reaction to that challenge on Bentancur. You could tell if he was on that pitch, Cash would be down straight away, like, afterwards. He would have taken him out. Like, he would have been like, yo, you don't do that to my teammate, like, friend. He would have wiped him out. Let's be real here. Romero, the way he was looking at him, it's like giving it like his death stare, and I'm like, I'm here for it. You know what? Obviously with Romero out, it's kind of disappointing, but just imagine if Romero's on the pitch. But I feel like if you've got form and you're constantly injuring players with your challenging tackles, like, maybe that's something you need to work on, because it's really, really frustrating. And speaking of it, I mean, he should have got sent off. I don't think the Bentancur tackle was a red card. I think a yellow card. But there was another challenge he made that should have been a yellow. So I feel like we were a bit hard done by there. And yeah. So that, I feel like that's enough talk about the Bentancur situation, because if I talk about it more, I'm literally going to sit here and start shouting, and that's not what we want. That's not what we want, because, yeah. The second half, I felt like when we got into like the final third, our decision making wasn't as good as its first half. Like, our taking play was a bit slower, and I felt like we're still creating chances, don't get me wrong, but I felt like some of that our decision making just wasn't the right choices, and it just didn't add up. But I can't be disappointed with the way we played, because we played really well, and I felt like if we had taken those chances, we could be sitting here talking about like a really good result and a good win. And I felt like if we won this game, it would sort of set us onto result. Imagine if we beat Villa, it's like, oh, we've got City next, and like we can just, you know, it might give us a bit of momentum, get our confidence up. Not that I think confidence is an issue, but like just in general, do you know what I mean? So, and it's just annoying, it's just frustrating, because it's like we played so well and we still ended up losing. And even though we're playing good football and everything, it's like, when is our next win going to come? Because it's 10 games in, you're thinking, other than like the Fulham game in the Carabao Cup, we haven't felt a loss. So it's like, we hadn't experienced that feeling of losing. Now we lost 3 on the bounce. It's just, I don't know. It's just annoying, and I'm just annoyed with like the situation as a whole, and like, it's just annoying me. And I'm just frustrated, and I feel like it's just not about the game, but just in general. Oh my god, I don't even know at this point. But player ratings, I feel like that, yeah, we're gonna go into player ratings. I feel like I'm just rambling kind of. So Vicario, I felt like he had a pretty decent display. He couldn't have done anything about Aston Villa's first goal. I feel like it was a really good header, a really good cross. Just frustrating that it was like at right at the end of the first half, when we could have been going in 1-0, and I feel like if we went in 1-0, then like we might have come out a bit better than we did. But we'll never know at this point. So I probably give Vicario an 8. I felt like, yeah, he couldn't really do much about 2 goals. He did have that one iffy moment where he sort of let the ball go through his fingers from a shot, and it sort of hit the post, and he caught it again. So that was really like the only really iffy moment he had. Porro, I'd give an 8 as well. Yeah, I felt like Porro had a really good game. He picked out Udogie with an early ball over the top, which realistically, Udogie should have had a shot instead of like trying to pass it to Son. There was that moment he got caught on the ball in the first half, but luckily nothing come from that. So that was really his only like sort of mistake from the game. He also had that volley at goal in the second half, and unfortunately, obviously Martinez tipped it wide, that would have been such a good goal as well. And I felt like it was very close to going in. He was a constant threat for the Villa's defence, and I felt like they really struggled to handle him at times. So I felt like he had a really good game. Now, obviously he's playing a centre back, and I felt like he'd probably give him a 6. He made that important sliding tackle. I think it might have been in the first half, and so that was an important like tackle as well. He wasn't terrible, let's be honest. I felt like he was a bit better than I would have been. The second goal, though, you sort of had to put your hands up and say that was a mistake from our defence, and we kind of switched off, and Emerson was like a big part of that. I don't know whether that's because he's not a natural, that's not his natural position, so maybe that could potentially have something to do with it. But I feel like that's sort of been a bit too lenient, but I do think he could have done better with that, and as the whole defence could have done, because it was quite an easy goal for Villa to score, and it's just frustrating that ended up being the winner. But like I said, it wasn't terrible. It was an okay display. I feel like Ben Davies was pretty similar to Emerson, so I'll probably give him the same rating, 6. He did start brightly with like he was making a few good reception headers, but you kind of can put him to blame for the Villa level up, like Villa equalised before half time. He also had a header that he probably could have done better with in the second half. He was really close to the goal and it went over the roof of the net, which was kind of frustrating because it was like probably like a yard or two out. I don't know exactly. So like he could probably, maybe it was too close to goal, but I felt like maybe just to keep it down, that goes in. I can't remember what the score was at that point. It might have been 2-1, I think. To be honest, I can't remember. You know, again, probably give a 7. Back in the lineup again after his suspension. And I thought he really showed what he can, like he was back to sort of what we know he can bring. He was a big threat in like the first half, but I feel like second half he kind of dropped off a little bit and he had less of an impact going forward. But I felt like that happened to like quite a few players, so I can't put it blame on him. But we definitely need him to sort of perform for the full 90 minutes, but that also goes alongside all of the players as well. I feel like Son said it in his post-match interview about players need to take a little bit more responsibility, which I kind of agree with. I feel like yeah, you can blame injuries and suspensions, but that can go so far. I feel like when you're on the pitch, you need to like give everything, and I think that's not me saying that they're not giving everything, but it's just like you just need to make sure that you're always performing at your 100%. And for me, Kulusevski, I'll probably give it a 9. Also, he played a deeper role. He showed plenty of quality. There was an early I feel he had that shot, which realistically he should have scored. And I feel like he was a constant throughout the game. He's like he's never non-stop running, like constant running, constant creating. I feel like he put like that, like I feel like Kulusevski in like that centre role kind of thing really works. And I feel like as long as like maybe Maddison's out for, it kind of makes sense to play him there. And also because if Bentancur's injury is serious as well, I'd probably keep Kulusevski in the middle. I feel like it worked really well, and I was like, when I saw the lineup, I was excited to see how it would work and like how he would perform there. And I think he was a lot better than he has been on the right. So maybe that's something for Aaron to like think of and just keep with it. Because we like it's not the first time we've seen it, but I really liked it, and I feel like the attacking lineup was a really positive and like what we want to see, and we saw that with the football. But yeah, Bentancur, this makes me sad because he only lasted 30 minutes. He was honestly, his performance, like you wouldn't think that he's been out for so long, because the way he was spreading his passes around and putting, and the attacking threat he had, the creativeness he had, it was just great to see him back. And I honestly, I just feel so bad for him, and the fact that he worked so hard to come back and then he got injured again in his first start, and it's so frustrating. And I just feel so sorry. I still feel so bad for him, and because it's like, oh, I just come back from like a really bad injury and I'm injured again. Hopefully, like I said before, hopefully the injury is not too bad, because I don't want him to be out for another length of period of time. And I feel like, because we're definitely going to need him come like the January period, and like when Basuma and Sarr are like off. I haven't even mentioned about Sarr because Sarr's injured. Like, the amount of injuries we have is ridiculous, but yeah, like we're definitely going to need him around that period of time. And if he's like out for it in like a long time, it's just just an unfortunate situation. I'm just like, Magic Cash, oh my god, pissed me off. And I'm still pissed because, like I said before, you could see Bendiko's reaction. It's like he knew it was a bad challenge, and he's like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, why are you so late for? Like, the ball's not even near me, and like, you're tackling me like that. Like, anyways. It's hard to, a 7. I feel like, because he only played like 30 minutes, it's like hard to sort of give him a rating. But I feel like from what we saw of him, you can't give him any less than that, so a 7. Now, Lo Celso, I felt like Lo Celso was a really stand-up performer as well. I feel like this is what we need from Lo Celso, and he really showed his quality, but I'd give him an 8. And he scored an absolute banger. Like, yeah, it took a slight defection, but it was a brilliant finish. And I'm happy for Lo Celso because obviously he's had a hard time. He hasn't really been playing. He also had injury around the start of the season. And I feel like if he can put in these performances, then I feel like creativity-wise, yeah, he might not be as good as Maddison, but I feel like if he performs like he did like yesterday in like all the games that we got coming up, I'm not too worried about us creating chances. The only thing I'm like, we need to put them away. That's my only like sort of small concern, is like, we need to make sure the chances we're creating, that we're scoring them, because it's all good and well creating chances, and like, you're like, I'm not worried about us creating chances because we can put them, like, we can like create them, but we need to start scoring more goals. We need to be more clinical. That's what we need to work on, being more clinical, kind of like how we were those first 10 games. But yeah, I feel like he really stepped up and he really showed his quality, and most of what we did well went through him. And yeah, it was just brilliant to see. Obviously I did not watch first 10 minutes, but yeah, he was really a good. He probably, the Celso would be my man of the match. Let me know who your man of the match was. But yeah, moving on to Bryan Gil. Obviously his first Premier League start for a long last time. I feel like he put in a really good shift. I'd probably give him like a 6. I was debating whether like between a 6 or a 7, but I'll probably go with 6. He looked bright. He had a really, like, he was a very like a attacking threat for the Villa defence. And I feel like he did put in that great cross for Son, which he just couldn't get to. It was a positive display from him, but I feel like he needs to make the right decision in key moments, and I feel like that sort of affected him yesterday. But I feel like for his first start, and this is what we want to see from him, because I felt like even though there's a few decision making moments where he made the wrong decision, I felt like under Ange, I think he's going to be great, and I really hope that we keep him, because I feel like there's a player in there. He's still young, and I feel like under Ange he can like really develop, and I want to see that. So for me, keep Bryan Gil a 6. Johnson, I'll probably give a 7. Obviously his movement up for, like on the, I'm trying to, was he on the, it was on the left, I think he was on the left. I can't remember. But yeah, he also, I think he also had a shot on goal which Martinez saved. He was really bright. I feel like a lot of the, maybe second half he kind of dropped off a bit, but for the first half he was really bright, and he was they could not handle him like a lot of the players, and I felt like the chances he like creating and like the chances he had, just to put them away, it could have been a different result, and it's just annoying. But yeah, I'll probably give him a 7. Moving on to last starting 11 player, Son. He played in Kuzeski for a chance. Yeah, like I said before, he basically scored 3 goals, but he was like offside. Obviously he nearly got into that heel cross. Things just weren't going his way yesterday, and it sort of affected his performance, but the effort was there. He didn't really have much to work with otherwise than that, but it's just frustrating that he got the ball in the back of the net 3 times, but each time he was offside, and I feel like there were certain times where he's a bit lazy to get back on side, so it's kind of annoying. But yeah, maybe I came on because obviously Bendiko's injury. Probably a 6. Obviously he doesn't offer the same as what Bendiko can offer. But he still, you know, he played decent, some probing passes here and there. Also forced Martinez into a good save from outside the box. So He offered a little bit, but we lost. I feel like we lost a lot when Bentacle came off, which is kind of frustrating again. Skip also came on around, I think he came on for Hill, yeah. I can't remember what the minute it came on, but I feel like he added some energy in the midfield, and he didn't do anything too outstanding, wasn't like brilliant, but probably like a 5 maybe. Yeah, I feel like he didn't really offer much, but yeah, he wasn't brilliant, but he just added that little bit more energy. And also Felice came on, but I'm actually not going to give him a rating because he wasn't really on for that long. So those are my player ratings. Let me know down below your player ratings and whether you agree with mine. But yeah, so that's my match review and player ratings. Final thoughts is I wouldn't say I'm worried about the Man City game. I feel like I don't have any expectations going into that game, so it just sort of is what it is. But I will be doing a live watch along to that game. I'm excited for the game because of the football we play, and if we can, like, I just imagine if Spurs lose 3 games on the bounce and then we go to Man City and we win. We can dream. But yeah, I feel like with and also, I feel like yes, we have lost 3 games on a bounce, and then people are starting to think, oh, maybe some questions need to be like asked and whatnot. I'm just like, yeah, we might have like lost 3 games, but if you look at the context behind those losses, I feel like you can't really blame it all on Ange. Suspension's not his fault, injuries are not his fault, and we're still playing good attacking football, and it's just the results not going his way. But if we can get a bit of a turn of form in terms of results, he'll be fine. And I feel like we need to stick with Ange. Like, he's the right man for the job. He's the right manager, and we've seen that. We've seen progress. So that is what it is. But yeah, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know down below your thoughts of the game and player ratings, and I will see you guys soon with my live watch along for the Man City game. Bye guys.